Hey, Force fans, 46 days away from the season opener. With us today on the show is new head coach Scott Langer. Scott, welcome to the Fargo Force. Are you and your wife Tiffany settling into Fargo?
Yeah, we're about to make the move. We can't be moved in until after September, so I'll be coming up there to start working with the staff, and then she'll kind of get things moved up into September there. But we got a place where we know where we're going to be living, and that's the big part of that. So we're excited to be part of Fargo.
It'd be great to have you in the community. I hear you're got a couple of newborn twins that aren't 8 months old, 6 months old.
Yeah, 5 months old. Kason
Okay.
and Vivian. They've been awesome. They like to get up all night, and thank God I have a good wife that lets me sleep most of the time. But they've been a blessing. They've been a lot of fun.
Good, congratulations. That's great. So tell us a little bit about your background in hockey growing up, Scott.
Well, obviously, like all of us, we started at a young age, and I grew up on Long Island in New York, and I started playing my hockey out there. And once I was old enough to play junior hockey, I moved on to actually Bismarck, North Dakota, where I started playing junior hockey. And then I ventured off to River Falls, Wisconsin to start my college career, and ended up not working out so good with injuries. So I ended up going back to Bismarck, and I got right into coaching. I was lucky enough to have a team starting up there in the, I believe at the time it was the America West Hockey League, and they were looking for an assistant coach, and I was eager, to stay in the game of hockey, and I got the opportunity to do that. And then since that day, I've been coaching ever since. I think every day of my life since that point. But from Bismarck, I was able to go and spend a year in, I believe, 2004 in the USHL with the Chicago Steel. And then from there, I moved to Fort Worth, Texas, where I was with the North American League Lone Star Cavalry. From there, we moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico. Had an interesting ownership with Rob Blake and Andy Murray in the NHL. And then the team decided it was going to move to Topeka, Kansas. So I was with that organization, 10, 13, 14 years. I was with basically the organization, just 3 different landing spots.
Mm-hmm.
Then I spent 10 years in Topeka, Kansas, prior to getting the job here in Aberdeen. And then now I'm with the Fargo Force. So it's kind of been my background of coaching.
That's great. Growing up in Long Island, were you a big Islanders fan when they had all those great teams?
I watched all those great teams, but I was not a fan. I was a Ranger fan, believe it or not.
Okay.
And for everybody to hate me, I'm a Yankee fan. And I'm a diehard Yankee fan, and I love baseball too. So, but most people say, well, you should have been a Met fan. But for some reason, growing up, I was a Ranger Yankee fan.
Okay. Well, 94 was a big year with Messier when they won the Cup for the Rangers.
Yes, it was. Stefan Matteau, game-winning goal.
Good. A little hockey history for the fans out there. So, Scott, I was looking up your record, and I found out that you're the winningest coach in NAHL history. What's the key to all your success through the years?
Longevity. I guess I've been around a long time. No, but I guess I couldn't put it in a bottle and tell you what it is. One thing I like to be is I like to be a player's coach, and I want them to have fun with what we do, because it's a long season every year. And we have to be a family, and we have to be tight-knit group. And if you're not willing to be a part of that type of atmosphere, you're probably not going to last too long in my dressing room. But I've had a lot of good people to surround me. And I know that if you're going to be good at something, you have to have a lot of people that do what you can't do. Mm-hmm. And I've been very fortunate enough to have people surrounding me and ownership groups that surround me with really good people that work extremely hard. So there's a lot of people that I credit that success to.
Sure. And are you, you're bringing a couple coaches with you, correct?
I'm bringing Michael Hill, who worked through the last 3 years here at Aberdeen. Michael, actually an ex-player of mine back in the Topeka days, and he went on to play Division I college hockey and then won a national championship or 2 with St. Norbert. Loves to learn, loves to teach, a lot of energy. So, and then the Force had hired Andrew McGarrett just prior to hiring me and Mike, and Andrew's going to be a great addition to the staff. He's a young guy that spent time at Penn State, and did a ton of their video and skills work. And he's just sharp, young, sharp coach. So I'm really excited about my staff.
Good to hear. So what style of hockey do you plan to bring to the Force this season?
Fast. I like to play fast. I like our teams to be able to get up the ice in a hurry. Obviously, we have to defend hard. You're never going to win a championship if you can't take pride in defending. So a 200-foot game is a must. You know, guys that are willing to play in both ends of the ice and shut it down and get it back when you don't have it, and see how quick you can get it to their net. And obviously, scoring goals is a lot of fun, and celebrations are a lot of fun. So I think it's a big part of the game. But we just don't spend a whole lot of time messing around. We like to get the puck up the ice in a hurry and get on the net as quick as we can. So obviously every team is different because your personnel is different from year to year. So you have to tweak a few things, but we like to play fast and we like to play hard, and we like to win. And that's the big thing.
Yeah. I don't know if you got much of a chance to watch the Force throughout the season last year. Of course, they made it to the Clark Cup finals, but some of the players returning, what excites you about that with their experience?
The biggest thing that excites me about that is the players are super excited to be back in Fargo. Like everyone that I've talked to just loves it in Fargo, loves playing in the building, and loves playing in the city of Fargo. And it's great that they had that opportunity to go as far as they did. Obviously, just like my season, we didn't finish it in the end, so there's some unfinished business, but I think that's going to be in their bellies, and there's going to be some fire there that those guys can pass on to the new guys, the first-year players coming into camp. That it's a lot of work to get to the Clark Cup finals. I followed the whole thing because I'm a friend of Pierre's, so watched every minute of it, and certainly was super excited to see the success down the stretch, and then where I was hoping for a big win. But those guys know the feeling. It's a really bad feeling when you lose that final game. I've had that happen, and it motivates you. It puts a little anger in you, and I'm glad we got some of those guys back that can really tell the first years what it's like to get so far to the end and just come up just a little short. And but that team battled so hard, and the identity of the Fargo Force teams in the past, I love it. I love the culture that they've established in Fargo. Kerry Eads has just done a fantastic job since he's been there. So, I have tough shoes to fill. They've had a lot of success, and they're a winning brand of hockey. And I know that going in, that's only going to be acceptable.
Yeah, it was quite the season. We started off with the pandemic with, a couple hundred fans, and throughout the year, the building got fuller and fuller, and the fans got more excited, and they really got behind this team, and it finished out really strong. I know they're excited. Like I said, 46 days to the season opener, 60 days to the home opener. Should be a lot of fun on October 9th to get all those fans in the stands and root for the Force once again. So, Scott, in your 20-year history, almost 20-year history of coaching, what are a couple of the best moments you've had as a coach?
Well, it's always big deal when players get Division I scholarships and move on to the next level. That is one thing that I get really happy to drive to the arena every day, knowing that. And obviously, the national championship we won a year ago or 2 years ago in 2019 will have to be one of the best things that I've been able to accomplish. And our teams have accomplished, because it takes so much to win a championship. It's such a fine line, and when you finally get it done, the feeling, it just makes you want more and more and more, and you're never done trying to achieve another one. So
that was with Aberdeen, right?
That was with Aberdeen, the Aberdeen Wings in the North American Hockey League. Yeah, we ended up winning it in 2019 with a real good group. So yeah, I mean, I would think those are two of the real biggest things in my coaching. It really drives me to see players develop and become better men, better people, and then obviously better hockey players. So those things bring me back to the rink every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was looking through your bio. You've sent a lot of players to Division I, to a few players into the NHL, actually, and pro players. Do you try and follow their careers as much as you can?
I do. I mean, obviously, that's my Facebook is completely for that. My alumni. I don't do a whole lot of linking up to other people, just because I want it to be for the alumni to be able to share with me that what they're doing in their life and their hockey or their personal life. So I do follow them quite a bit and talk to quite a few guys, and they always seem to circle back with me, which is a great feeling. But yeah, I've gone through a lot of players over my time, and there's a lot of great stories, and I still love every one of them.
Yeah, that connection's made through the season. It goes by so fast, but it seems like you kind of pick up right where you left off when you get in touch with them again.
I think that's important. I think your relationships are the number one thing, whether it's your relationships with your staff or your relationships with your players. I think that's the number one thing. If you don't have it, you're not going to be successful in anything you do in the game of hockey. So I'm big on that. I'm big on that as part of our culture, is that we're going to have open door policies, and we're going to be able to talk to one another. And we're not going to always agree, whether it's me and a staff member or me and a player, but we're going to work it out before we leave the room, and we're going to all be on the same team.
Sure. All right, Scott, enough with the hockey questions. Let's get to some fun questions for you, Coach.
I'm not a very fun guy.
We'll find out here. So you mentioned you enjoy baseball. What would your walk-up song be in baseball?
Oh, wow. Mama's Gonna Knock You Out, maybe.
LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that would be a good one.
So on these road trips, what movie do you have planned for the players to watch?
So I don't watch movies. I've been on the bus for so long. I'd rather just, if I get an opportunity to shut it down for a little bit, I kind of do that. So I let the players kind of pick the movies that they want to watch. I never see a good one anymore. Yeah. Honestly, it's just, or you've seen the same one over and over and over. But you know, I got Hilly playing his music, my assistant coach. He's a big music guy, and he creates his own music. So he sits there with his headset on, creating music for the guys, and then I just allow the guys to put on whatever movie as long as it's clean and acceptable.
Sure. So at Shields Arena, we try to do a lot of different theme nights. You know, our fans really love, we had like an 80s night and fun things like that. What are some of the favorites that you've seen in your past at either your home arena or arenas away?
Yeah, you know, the superhero night's always been a big one. I've seen that quite a few times. It seems like the fans really get into the superhero theme. You get them dressing up, and then, you know, everything played on the video boards is superhero, and I've liked that one. You know, geez, there's been so many of them. You know, the theme nights are always good. It engages your fans, and it's as long as you have multiple that kind of engage all your different fan base, I think they're a lot of fun.
Good to hear. What are some of the best nicknames that you've had as players?
Oh, it's a tough question. Well, the newest one is U-Haul. So I had a player show up to camp driving a U-Haul truck, and no one could figure it out. And he was smart enough to figure out that it was cheaper to rent a U-Haul truck, a pickup truck, than it was to rent a rental car. So now his name is U-Haul.
U-Haul. Is he on the force?
He's not going to be on the force.
Oh, okay. All right. I think I know the answer to this one, but besides hockey, what other sport would you enjoy coaching?
So it would be baseball.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, I'm a big baseball guy, and I know it's not for everybody because the games take forever, but the way that analytics have all come into the game of baseball has made the game completely interesting. You know, now the pitchers don't go more than a certain amount of innings and pitches, and back in the day, you guys were throwing 110, 120 pitches and winning games. Now pitchers don't even get to win games. They just get to throw balls. So, but I would have to say baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't let him go third time through the batting order anymore.
Yeah, they don't.
He's Rizzo's out for 10 days now, and Joey Gallo, they got some big bats at the trade deadline.
They really did a good job, and they've been on a tear. And now, you know, COVID got to them, so they got all those guys off on the COVID list and then the injury list. Last night they played Kansas City, and I think they had 3 guys that normally start and that were actually playing. I think it was Gallo, Stanton, and Judge, I think, was in the lineup, and they had to pull it off in the 11th inning. But it's getting exciting. Yankee baseball is getting exciting because they're close to the wild card.
Yeah. All of baseball, it's really coming down to that grind. Unfortunately, our Twins aren't in it, but The White Sox really look good. San Francisco and LA. It'll be fun to see what happens, come World Series time. So one of our favorite questions is, you said you're good friends with Carrie Eads. About how many concerts would you say Carrie Eads takes in per summer?
I would have to say Carrie is probably around 20 a summer.
I bet you're right. He's been out and about everywhere this summer, so, representing the Fargo Force, of course.
Yeah, he, it's funny how into the music and stuff he is, but what a great way to live, being able to do such a great job in the hockey world, but then take care of himself and get out and enjoy life. I think all of us wouldn't mind being able to do that, but Kerry's an interesting man. He works his tail off, and even when he's on those trips, we're consistently meeting and talking Force hockey, which I absolutely love.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a concert at Shields Arena this year on one of your off days, so you and your wife can attend. Find a babysitter in town here.
That's the plan.
Scott, I'd like to, on behalf of all the Fargo Force fans, we'd like to welcome you to Fargo. We wish you nothing but the best of luck this season, and we'll really look forward to chatting with you again sometime in mid-season and see how everyone's developing. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Yeah, I look forward to it, and I thank you again.